Ladies and gentlemen, California had a major fires, hundreds of them, that's been going on for weeks. And now they have a new issue. There are so many people displaced, and they are now homeless because they lost everything in the fire. The fire took out thousands of homes and businesses across that region where the fire is. So it's in Northern California. Now they're calling this one the glass fire. I mean, it just seems like it is ongoing with these wildfires, especially on the West Coast. So now that you got all these people uprooted, many of them that have spent a lot of their lives up in this region. And I was reading how Napa had old structures there in wine country, and virtually all of that stuff is wiped out now. So I got some audio here that I want you to listen to from NPR.
All right, firefighters in Northern California say they should be able to extinguish a wildfire in wine country in about a week, so some good news. That fire forced thousands of people out of their homes, including people who were living in Santa Rosa's first government-funded camp for homeless people. It gave people who'd spent many years on the streets real homes. Here's Vanessa Roncaño of member station KQED. A homeless resident recorded the evacuation on his phone in late September.
Fire from Napa coming over.
One of the evacuees was Carmen Almejo.
We were sitting there having coffee and we could feel the fire and we could smell it so well.
There's a fire coming up over the hill. It's glowing really bright red.
I know we had to evacuate. It's very scary. I've never been in a fire like that.
Before the homeless camp, she lived in the woods for 2 years. Almejo is one of the 60 residents of Los Gilicos Village, a transitional shelter funded by the county. Chris Grable manages the village of tiny homes. He's in charge of housing services for St. Vincent de Paul of Sonoma County, and he led the evacuation.
Unsheltered folks are used to being evacuated in one form or another, but there's also a lot of trauma from that.
He says that made for some tense moments.
What I had to say to one woman who was really panicking and really struggles with mental illness was, if you don't go, I have to stay, and my little daughter will not have a father anymore. She immediately was like, okay, just give me 20 minutes. I was like, we don't have 20 minutes.
Grable got everybody out of Los Gilicos Village, or LGV, that night.
We've been evacuated from the LGV, and we're now headed to fairgrounds.
Most Los Gilicos evacuees are still at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds in tents and trailers. Carmen Almejo and her little dog Carmencita are adjusting to life in a trailer shared with 2 men.
Come on. Okay, I'll open it for you. Good. Microwave and stove and the refrigerator and the 2-pound bed.
All these appliances, the running water, air conditioning, they still feel like luxuries to 63-year-old Almejo.
I used to live underneath the bridge on 6th Street.
She was on the streets for almost a decade. She'd only been living in her tiny home at Los Gilicos Village for 2 weeks when the fire came through. It destroyed 4 of the tiny houses and damaged another 2. It could be months before residents are allowed to return.
Without having a place, to press your head or go to the bathroom, or basic things. What do you have, And I don't want to be there again. I'm sure it's going to be okay.
For many of these people, another displacement would just compound the trauma, says shelter manager Chris Grable.
I can tell you right now that I will fight like hell for these folks to be here as long as they need to be in a safe, comfortable living situation after what they've been through.
Of 120 people who've lived at Los Gilicos Village since it opened early this year, about 30 of them were able to move into permanent supportive housing. Almost as many were in the process of securing it. Almejo was just starting to work with a case manager. That stalled for now. But she says she's grateful for the resources here at the fairgrounds, like the free vet services for her dog.
I'm going to take her in and give her pedicure and bring her right back to you.
Because of the smoke and heat, Grable wants to bring in more trailers and get people out of tents.
I hope that we have the resources to follow through with that promise.
And he hopes everyone in the trailers will be able to stay here until a better option is available. For NPR News, I'm Vanessa Roncaño in Santa Rosa, California.
All right, y'all. It seems that, many of these people are in tents, some are in trailers, but they are certainly not going to get homes back anytime soon. So they're not going to have a choice but to look for another place to live. Of course, if they can. I mean, let's face it, this is a horrible time for anybody to be homeless during the pandemic where so many people are out of work, and getting work is next to impossible. I was talking to even some of my relatives that are looking actively for work, and they said it is crazy. Every time they put their resume in, it's thousands and thousands of other people that put their resume in with that same company. That's what you're up against now. So it is no easy task to get a job, not unless you know someone that can really get you in to a certain position. Other than that, if you don't know anybody, you got a tough road ahead, even looking for a job. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.